Hello everyone, and welcome to my Mannus presentation. My name is Mike Sheeler, and this is my video presentation for preparation for exercise 3.5 for the Canadian Market Association. What I've tried to do here is build Mannus and the brand as the yoga gear perfected for the modern man. So I'll go through the next few slides here and explain my creative rationale for the ads and materials that I built. First of all, just a little bit of a refresher to get everybody on the same page. Who is the target customer? So this content is pulled directly from the brief that was sent to me from Mannus. From that brief, the target customer is active adult men, 25 to 55, who practice yoga and want modern, well-fitted, stylish apparel that is purpose designed for this activity. The target is also urban, active. He cares a lot about how he looks. And this the target average household income range is from about $85,000 to $160,000 a year. So for me, trying to incorporate that information about the target, I tried to use clean images, fit models who are in the proper age range, some pretty no-brainer sort of stuff, premium settings, so ideal locations or clean white backgrounds that really kind of speak to the audience. Tried to use key language and graphics as well, again, that spoke to the target audience and allowed them to kind of see themselves in the ad. I also took the position of wanting the clothing and the activity of yoga to be the focus of my ads, regardless of the ad type, and slightly different tweaks depending on the ad medium that was used. Overall, I wanted to give the impression that, as the title slide said, Mannus makes yoga gear that has been perfected for the modern man. Again, just a bit of a refresher. Not everyone would have seen this. Earlier on, we were asked to do one paragraph storytelling. So the storytelling that I was building for Mannus was the right equipment for the job. So the copy that I drafted to tell that story is, it's a simple fact. You get the best results if you use the right tools for the task at hand. The same is true of clothing and performance gear. You put in the effort and time to reach your goals in life. Don't let inferior gear hold you back. Mannus yoga gear and apparel mixes style, performance, fabric science, and a personalized comfort fit to give you your best session time after time. I've got a list over here on the right-hand side underneath one of the images that I used in the ads for just some of the words that I kept in the back of my mind while I was trying to build these materials in this campaign, so to speak. So I wanted to really give the impression, without saying it directly, that Mannus is premium, the gear is performance, that it's an elite product, that it's form-fitting for men, and it's definitely advanced in its field, using fabric science and whatnot. So the core theme, I tried to get into the mindset of the target audience. As I kind of mentioned in the brief, these people want to excel, as indicated also by their income bracket where they fall in. These are people who they're above average and median income. So if they're fit, they excel in their personal lives. If they've got decent roles, they excel in their vocational lives. These people really try and achieve. So they're active, fit, intelligent people with strong earning power. They have lived lives of achievement, and they shouldn't have a product that doesn't hold them back, but even helps them succeed to do their best. So this is where some of the language that I built and used and incorporated into the ads comes from, and you'll see that in a little bit when we get to those slides. Seeking your limits and gear working as hard as you do, those are terms and phrases that I really tried to key in on to connect with the audience that I'm trying to reach. So overall, the images need to be consistent to fit men in the age group identified with in the brief. And as I mentioned before, in settings that give the subconscious impression of top-end or premium. So you see in a bit, one of the images is cut out in white to really highlight the product and the activity. And there's another one where we've got the person on like a premium beach, almost like they're in a key resort or activity getaway. So also tried to implement some degree of FOMO, giving the impression that without Mannus, FOMO, for those who don't know, is fear of missing out. So FOMO was incorporated to a certain degree, giving the impression that without Mannus to specialized and form-fitted gear, it'll be that much harder to excel and reach your goals. Again, I tried to come up with a set of words that were very representative of the clothing itself. So that previous keyword set from the previous slide, that was about the brand. So this Mannus yoga gear set here, it's for men, performance product, premium product, and for serious yogis. So it's a lot of overlap there, but some differentiation as well. So getting to the first ad is the Billboard ad. You can see it on the left here. I'm not the best designer in the world, but tried to really make the focus on the model, the gear that he's wearing, and the activity that he's doing, and then make the brand and the call to action the other key components. So for me, when I look at this ad, the eye leads first to the person doing the activity. I quickly absorb that it's about yoga and the gear, and then I see the Mannus app. Get the Mannus app, get the size. So like fairly quickly for me, and of course I'm the person who built the ad, so I might be biased. I understand what it's about and what I need, and for me, the cutout model on the white background, it's akin to an Apple product or something like that. That's premium. So that's kind of what I was going through here. So again, on the right, the description, a billboard's a large ad, but generally only has the audience attention for a very short period of time. They're generally placed along highways and walkways and on buildings. People are generally in transit when they come across these ads and don't stare at them for a long period of time. It's not a captive audience the same way that a video or a digital ad is. So I tried to keep that in mind by making it simple and clean, making it very, very clear what the product was, making it very clear what the call to action was, and almost making them the singular focus, so to speak, with very limited secondary information sprinkled around on the side. So big box ads and social ads. I've got the Instagram social ad placed on the right-hand side here. And I'll kind of talk about them as a bit of a group because I consider them all to be digital ads. So the digital ads, I used a little bit more color to try and get them to stand out in the spaces that they're going to appear. So these are going to be on web pages and on social media, and those have any number of color schemes, any number of other ads and articles and clickables and engagement items that people are going to need to pay attention to. So I tried to use a little bit more color and a little bit more splash to make the Mannus ad stand out on those busy pages. And then again, as I kind of alluded to before, we've got a different model, but also the model is focused, is the main primary focus of the image, as is the gear and activity that he's doing and wearing. And a little bit different from the Billboard ad, I put him on a beach, seemingly somewhere that is premium. I keep going back to that word premium, but he's doing a premium activity and a premium product in a premium location. So all of those things come together to kind of build a brand and product impression. So moving on next to the 3 loop big box ads, I used largely the same images and tried to continue with a very similar visual narrative. But these are the ones that flow in sequence 1, 2, 3. So you see a lot of the similar elements that you see inside of Instagram, but one of the things that I'll call out here, in the third image, you see that the model, or the actor, so to speak, has been moved over to the left-hand side of the image. So as we move through from image 1, 2, and 3, in the final image, he's made progress. He's moved forward. And that's what the Mannus gear is going to help you do. It's going to help you move forward. It's going to help you reach further. It's going to help you achieve. So even the layout of the 3 sequenced ads here really tries to subconsciously push that narrative. So image number 1, landing with the model and the activity and the clothing as the focus and the main call to action. The second image is really support, explaining what happens when you take that call to action. And the user journey, so to speak, that you'll go through. And then when you land in the final image, there's some achievement that has been gained because you're wearing your Mannus gear and you're doing the activity. And the content on the bottom changes from set your secret limits to get your Mannus gear here. So overall, that is the ads and the thinking behind everything that I was doing. The last component is putting together the team that would be able to action on this. So largely, I think I'm going to need strategy and concept. I don't think this is done by a single person. I think the entire team that would be deployed on this project would be weighing in and participating in strategy and concept. At the end of the day, the team lead would be the person who would be empowered to make definitive decisions and approvals so the project could move forward if the team was ever in deadlock. Of course, no brainer, need some graphic designers and a visual development team. Depending on the scope and size of the project, this could be one person or a team. Graphic design is responsible for developing any visuals, any ad types, any digital files needed in the creative for the campaign. Please note that if the campaign grew and we needed specialized content such as video, we might need to enlist video specialists or other specialists as needed. Another need would be the marketing team. This is largely seen as the content developers and channel strategist. This person or team is responsible for drafting and refining any body copy, dialogue, calls to action, and ad copy that need to be used in the campaign. This team would also be responsible for developing content for audience segments, channel strategy research, and building plans for deployment of the creative on the various channels and mediums that have been identified as high value for the target audience. So what that means is if we identified one or two social medias as more likely having the audience that we were looking for, that would be a place that we would advertise more briskly. So I haven't done the research, but an example might be on Instagram. If we've got a lot of people who are in that earning range of 85 to 160, people in that earning range tend to be more active on LinkedIn than a lot of the other social medias, depending on what their role is. So we might do that research, and if the research backed it up, we would find that we put more of our ad spend into LinkedIn. So again, this team is also responsible for analytics and data tracking before, during, and after campaign. Most of the post-operation report will come from this team. Web developers and designers, sometimes this is two separate roles, but this person or persons are responsible for developing landing pages for any ads and creating seamless UI and UX for clients, web properties, and even their apps. I think that's pretty straightforward. Project manager, this is the master task manager who keeps the entire team coordinated, working together and communicating, ensuring tasks and milestones are being completed on time. Often they'll deploy a tool like Monday or Asana, or I believe Microsoft has a few tools built into Outlook that can help manage tasks with a team. Maybe it's on Teams, I can't quite remember. But this person also identifies barriers to completion and helps the team members expedite their needs to complete their components of the campaign, often by finding other resources, adjusting timelines, so on and so forth. So agency and account manager, this is the main point of contact and liaison with the client. They're the person who gives regular updates to the client, takes feedback and direction from the client, and arranges meetings and more between the two teams. And then finally, we've got the team lead. This is the person who's in charge of the entire project and is in the position to make definitive creative decisions, lead the team creatively, and to bring their skills and expertise to the problem to help the team achieve a cohesive campaign that works for the client's needs. They take an active part in most aspects of the project other than detailed project management and the specific graphics and day-to-day work. So that's the team members that I would call to bear on the project, and that is the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening. Almost 14 minutes. Have a good one. Ciao.